Hello and welcome to the Gamers Discuss. My name's Simon.
My name's Aidan.
And this is our series of top whatevers. Today it's our top 10 games of all time. And this has been hard.
Top 10 each, so Simon's going to say his 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my 10.
We're taking turns, one each. I mean, brains have been falling out of my ears. I mean, this has been hard.
Yeah.
I mean, for any of you gamers out there who play a lot like we do, you know, you try to even list like your 20 to 10, so not even your top 10. You're like, oh, but there's this. Oh no, but I played this. But anyway, we've got a lot, and also I hope some variety. I think people are going to be surprised.
I think there's some that people are going to be like, oh yeah, we agree with that, and then there's going to be some that.
You two are mental. You two are gone in the cadoodle.
Yeah.
You schmutz. Anyway, let's start then.
Yep, you can start with yours, Simon.
Right, so my number 10 is Tekken. Now, it's not just Tekken, the whole series, otherwise it'll be Tekken 6, it'll be Tekken Tag Tournament 2. We're not going there, I'm going to go a little bit more old school. And it's Tekken 3, Tekken Dark Resurrection on the PSP, and Tekken Tag Tournament 1 on the PS2. Now, I reckon those three games together might be the most amount of hours I've spent playing a game ever. I mean, we will say this quite a lot. There's quite a lot of nostalgic stuff in this.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of this stuff that we've played with our brothers, because we've both got brothers.
We'll quickly put that in there, that
yes.
This is down to a brilliant game, brilliant music, you know, nostalgia, you know, the childhood feeling, and overall just if it's fun.
Exactly.
And the thing that I think separates them is if they were fun when you were younger and still fun now.
Yeah, I mean, I could play Tekken 3. I mean, having Ogre as that final boss, I mean, Hwoarang to the end.
Is it like how hard it is in Cross Tekken or what? Yeah, like, I mean the final boss Ogre in Cross Tekken.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hard in 3, but bear in mind I was only 9, 10.
Okay, yeah.
I was like 35 when it came out, so I mean, I can't remember. I mean, Tag Tournament 2, the first one,
Tekken Novice.
It had Tekken Bowling in, and that stuff was addictive. And Dark Resurrection is the fighting game I've maybe spent the most amount of time on, and you'll be surprised to hear that when we get to a later fighting game, that I've perhaps spent more time on a PSP fighting game than I have on anything else.
They know what that is, they're like...
I knew Kazuya inside and out. Back and right trigger for the win for first move. But anyway, so now Aidan, your first one, your number 10.
Yeah, here's one I made earlier.
Many copies.
Resident Evil 4 for the
And
win.
I'm pointing somewhere, and that's to the Xbox 360 HD edition as well.
Yeah, so I have 3 copies of it, all of them completed. What can I say? Absolutely brilliant game. You know if a game's brilliant if you go for it, you know, 5 or 6 times.
What are you buying?
What are you selling?
I mean, the fact that we can quote that, I think, kind of shows you how iconic that game is.
The way it's been mapped out and the areas, it's just...
And it was
perfection.
And it was perhaps the last Resident Evil to have the proper kind of like survival element to the shooter kind of side of it.
And also the way it did like the camera angle and revolutionised the way that it wasn't just like one...
A stationary camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually followed you around.
Yeah, over the shoulder
Which I think now is implemented in Halo, Gears of War, you know, all these third-person shooters.
Leon,
the best.
The best Resident Evil character
of all time, definitely.
Put me Smash Bros.
But yeah, shout out.
But yeah, there's not much more I can say. It's just a perfect game.
Yeah,
you know,
truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what more can we say?
Yeah. What's your number 9 then?
Golden Axe, only number 1. So I played 2 and 3. I mean, 3 was only released in Europe and Japan. It wasn't released in America. But I played 2 and 3. 3 is a bit of a copy, nothing original. 2 is alright, but 1, I played the balls off this game. I could...
Mega Drive?
Mega Drive. Genesis for you Americanized people. I can remember that first level off by heart.
Golden Axe is brilliant.
It's ridiculous. I mean, oddly enough, I was played as the woman. Take that as you will, but I never used to play as the dude because the dude was slower. The dude was stronger.
Is that the Viking dude, or are you talking about the one who was like...
Yeah, he was the slowest but the most powerful. The dude was meant to be the most average. You know, he was the most...
Okay, yeah.
You know, average overall
all
abilities. Yeah, he was the all-rounder. And then the woman was the fastest but the weakest. But I played the balls off that game. I mean, hitting little blue dwarfs for potions.
Yeah, I actually never knew that bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and also hit them for food. And the bosses were epic, and the way it looked was epic. And if you talk about like the SNES versus the Mega Drive and how they looked, you know, obviously the SNES was more kind of well-rounded and perhaps a bit more cutesy and bright, and the Mega Drive was a bit kind of more hardcore. And I don't mean hardcore as in like it was for hardcore people, but it looked a bit kind of harder lines, and it was more kind of.
I always played
that Golden Axe just typified what the Mega Drive looked like.
I always played Golden Axe 2 more, but obviously Golden Axe 1 it was the.
Which is epic. I
mean, it started the whole.
I mean, honestly, first stage you walk through, you got the ledge on the left, you got the guy, the woman on the dinosaur coming down. You're not cut off. Get on the dinosaur. Jump up on the ledge, go the whole way down, knock some blue guys off with some potions, and then go to the 2 bosses with the 2 hammers. And then you use the potions, and then do the running charge and the kick.
You know,
first stage.
Talking about these old school platformers, make me feel so guilty about some of the games that aren't in mine.
I know. So so we've got a shout out section at the end, and it's quite full. Yeah. Anyway, so what's number 9 in?
My number 9. You can tell whose house we're in because my number 9 is right here.
Let me hold one. Let me hold one of the babies. I'll hold 2. Oh, so heavy.
You don't get to hold one. Shenmue.
Game's epic. If you've ever watched the opening scene, it's pretty darn epic.
Just as a saga, I wouldn't choose one over the other. I mean, because even though, you know, Shenmue 1 is obviously in all English and it's not, you know, subtitled or whatever, they've both got a charm about them, and I think you've got to take them as a whole game.
Yeah.
But I got this bought for me about 5 Christmases ago, and I can remember playing it and being like, there's no other game like this.
Well, it revolutionised the genre that it is.
I think it just revolutionised gaming.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of the first. It's a crime thriller-ish.
Yeah, okay, you could say. Yeah, you could say.
But in an open world scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the fact that you really feel for the main character you're playing. Like Ryo, you know, his dad gets murdered, like the first thing.
That's the epic opening cutscene.
Yeah,
I talked about.
And then you obviously control the boy Ryo, and you want to track down who's killed your dad, and literally you feel like him. You're like, I need to find these people.
Which is why we want another one.
Soundtrack's also amazing.
That's true. Actually, yeah, music is another one here.
Come on, show me
Golden Axe for soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
Resident Evil soundtrack. I mean, music plays a big part in these, but
yeah.
I mean, Shenmue is just incredible. It just truly is. And I'm surprised actually it isn't higher on your list. But anyway, that is how tough we've had to be.
Yeah. That proves how tough we are.
Alright, so my number 8 is Final Fantasy VI. I mean, it could be argued that it's like the last Final Fantasy of the first era of kind of like RPGs, you know, like the classic attack, run, defend, you know, that kind of classic RPG. It's just epic. I mean, the storyline, the characters, the way it's made.
You make me feel left out. It's one of the only Final Fantasies I've not played.
Oh, and again, the soundtrack. I mean, what Final Fantasy doesn't have an epic soundtrack? But I mean, need I say any more about it? I mean, I played the balls off it. I played it on Mega Drive. I played it. No, was it on Mega Drive?
I think
it might have been. But I'm just saying. I also played it on the Game Boy version. I played it on. I think they re-released it on the PSP. Honestly, I feel like I've played it so many times.
PS3 as well.
It's just so epic. I mean, enough said. I mean, what's your number 8?
My number 8, having a look over there, is...
I've seen it.
Tales of Symphonia. All the Tales of series could have been in my top 10 without a doubt, but this was the first one I ever played. And I've never played a kind of Japanese RPG before.
Yeah.
Me and one of my mates played it every single day after we had a paper round when we were younger. And every single day when we came back home, we'd just play on this game, you know, for like an hour, 2 hours every night. And we completed like the whole thing. Memories, people.
Memories.
I can actually remember some of the nights just because of us playing this game.
Yeah.
And I'd be Lloyd and he'd be Genus, just like doing like fireballs and whatever. But it was a brotherhood.
But also talking about that, also Tales of has one of the most unique gameplay styles of any RPG. I mean, we couldn't even decide. I mean, Aiden almost put another Tales of in, and I almost put a Tales of in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, Aiden's played 100+ hours on one of them. I'm on a file now that's 80+ hours on a Tales of.
Tales of Graces would have been here, but I had heartbreak when my when my PS3 got what do you call it? Yellow Little Death.
Yeah.
And all my save data has gone with it. So now I had.
That was an epic file. That was an epic file. And I'm now getting towards an epic file on my Xbox with Vesperia. I mean, Vesperia's epic, but anyway, that's another 8. Right, my number 7 is Devil May Cry 1.
Hard game.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's a hard game, but the combo system, I mean, the character design, the level design, the music. Yeah. I mean, that first spider boss, I mean, this is the thing, it was actually pretty hard. I mean, that would have come out 2002, I think.
Yeah, it's early 2000s.
It's somewhere around there. I mean, obviously, I would have only been young, I mean, I can't really remember it, but my brother bought it, and I was like, yeah, I'll give this a go. And when I first got that spider boss, I must have died 5-6 times in a row. But then when you get it, it is the most satisfying feeling knowing that, okay, I do devil trigger at this point, and then I jump, and then I roll, and then I can, punish this, and I'll hit him when he's got the ball, the flaming ball in his mouth, and it's just the most epic game ever.
I love the way that game looks. I mean, I'm not, as you well know, I'm not very accomplished platformer. So I really struggled with that game, but I can appreciate how good it is.
Yeah, I say it. I mean, I had it on PS2, then I got the 360 box set of 1, 2 and 3, and I played the balls off that.
You played the balls off it?
I played the ball. Well, it's my top 10. I have to have played the balls off everything. But I mean, just like I say, Dante is a character, maybe one of my favourite video game characters of all time. I would play Marvel vs. Capcom just for Dante, apart from the fact there's got 80 special moves in that game. But anyway, so what's your 7?
Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
At the Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 13 too, and Aiden's got 13.
13. My first ever experience of a Final Fantasy, would you?
Or at least a good Final Fantasy. Because you bought the MMORPG first?
Oh, the PC one.
Yeah. That was your first. I mean, no one's really played that. But
I can play because my PC wasn't fast enough.
Proper Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so
13 was your first one.
Yeah, so basically, the first one I kind of ever played. Graphics.
Oh my god.
The opening cutscene where Lightning is on this monorail.
Oh yeah.
And she's with Saz or whatever, and she does this flip in the air, and she fires a gun.
Yeah.
And I can remember
a gun blade.
Yeah. And I can remember just looking at that, being like, those graphics are just unbelievable, and the soundtrack to that game. Oh my god, is incredible.
I mean, never mind the gameplay. The fact that it's got a Chrono Trigger style-esque gameplay, where obviously you have to wait for time to be able to do a move.
Yeah, the paradigm mechanic.
It's easy to learn, but when you master it, you feel like a boss.
Yeah, what did we say before? It's just elegant.
It truly is.
It is just.
And it's actually one of the few games on both of our lists that we've played the balls off a lot. Actually, each of us.
Yeah, and because of the first kind of 10 or 15 hours, you're kind of thinking, yeah, I like this game, but I don't really know where it's going. And then the second you arrive on the big expanse and you see those huge adamant tortoise things or whatever, and you see the Titan in the background, and and this world kind of comes to life.
And not only that, but on a gameplay aspect, the side quests just go from 1 or 2 to 50.
There's only one.
It just booms.
There's only one other game that's made me kind of go out into an area and be like, wow, I want to explore. And I think you'll know what that one is, but it's coming. It's coming.
More games are coming. So anyway, that was 13. Next.
Number. He wasn't number 13.
So many numbers. All right, so my next one is Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime. I have this game here, so
Metroid Prime 1, people. This was actually was this a release game for the GameCube? Or it was very close, wasn't it? It was very close. Anyway, I think this was one of my. I had the GameCube with the Mario Kart disc. That was a bundle, I think I got. And then Mario Kart Double Team? Double Dash. And this was the third game I got. And I just remember thinking at the time, because what console would I have had before this? I can't remember. Yeah, it would have been a PlayStation 1. And then I got the GameCube thinking, oh, Double Dash, it's good. I mean, it was super fun. But when I got this, I started to realise how epic this is.
You know one word that I used to describe that game?
What?
Atmospheric.
Ridiculous.
Atmospheric.
I mean, the setting.
Is that even a word? I don't know.
It is, yeah. I mean, the planet she's on.
Yes.
I mean, okay, so honestly, I just.
The graphics on the game for the time as well.
Yeah, actually, honestly, if I was to put this in now, I think it would actually still look pretty alright.
One of the more challenging games as well for the time. Like if you try and 100%,
that might be it. That might also be a good aspect of this. The fact that I was at the right age for this to properly kind of think, I can just do this. I can just get all the health ups. I can get all the missile ups. I can get all of that. But yeah, people, what a ridiculously good game.
Okay. So what are we almost on? Oh, is this my number 6?
This is your number 6.
So these are the ones that are kind of now more personal to me.
And this is the last of the episode, by the way, just to say.
Yeah, why was that your number? Yeah, obviously your number 6 first. Okay, so yeah. This was a hard one to put here. I could have put this up higher. As a whole series, but this game in the series is my favourite. Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. This boy right here, Ike.
That's my boy.
Yeah, that's my boy. That Smash Bros. Yeah. There was one Christmas and I asked my mum and dad for a Fire Emblem game, and at the time there was this game out and there was Sacred Stones out. So the first actually Fire Emblem I ever played was Sacred Stones, and I just loved the whole chessboard element to it.
Yeah.
And the try of swords, lances, axes.
Yeah.
Just everything about it. And then it wasn't.
It's such a unique game, isn't it? It's really. I'm not sure there's not many other games out there that have that strategy along with that kind of storyline. It actually has a proper storyline as well. It's not just like some RPGs, if you could call that an RPG.
Yeah, I mean,
don't have as good a storyline as well.
And then like a few years down the line, I thought I really want to play one of the ones with Ike in.
Yeah.
And went on eBay and found me my expensive copy. That's even more expensive now. Best investment ever. But you know what? I wouldn't sell it. I would not sell this
for the world.
For the world. Brilliant.
You're bringing a tear to my eye. Anyway, people, that was episode 1. Join us again for 5.
The top 5.
Yeah, join us for the countdown from 5 to 1, peeps. There are some shocks. There are some surprises.
And then there are some.
Promise you this.
And there are some that you just they're going.
Actually, there are some there that you'll guess. But anyway, peeps, that is all we got for today. Join us next time. I've been Simon.
I've been Adam.
And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.